Hey, what it is, y'all? It's your boy, Dylan the Day Trade. I'm in this thing, back with another banger for y'all, man. Hey, glad y'all tuned in. Glad y'all clicked that button. I know you see my face glowing, right? All that water I've been drinking. And guess what else? Organic green tea. Yes, sir. Hey, today I'm have a good one for y'all. So, before we get into this, make sure y'all like this video. Make sure y'all subscribe, please. And also, please share this video with someone that you feel that can find this video helpful, all right? So just show me some love, subscribe, like if you find it helpful for you guys. And also share some so someone else can find it helpful and they can get this knowledge as well. So, you know, I was talking to somebody today, not today, well, I think it was like two or 3 days ago. I think it was 3 days ago, talking to somebody 3 days ago, and they were saying they like my videos, they like the content, but they just don't really understand the foreign exchange market. I like, dang, why don't you understand? I was like, I like, so what do you want? I like, what do you want to see from me? They want to see basically basic videos. So I started this channel so I can teach people. It don't matter what level you're at. So I'm going to start a basic series. So there's some people that don't know nothing about the foreign exchange market. You never even seen the chart. You never even seen a foreign exchange market, stock market. You don't even know what it looks like for real. I'm doing these basic videos for you guys. It's gonna be probably like four parts of the basics, but I'm just going to keep going and going down the line till we reach the level where you know what I'm saying, candlesticks, how to look at the chart and all that. All right, so this is what it's going to be about. It's the basics part 1 in this thing. Hey, I couldn't think of a different name for it, but hey, it's going to be basics part 1. Simple, short, and sweet. All right, so let's get into this thing, man. Without further ado, let's do this. Johnny. For sure, let's go. Made a smooth PowerPoint for y'all. Big love over here. So, what is the foreign exchange market? AKA Forex, and also can be known as FX. So all of that is the same thing. Some people call it the currency market. It's the same thing. All right. So Forex is simply a market that allows you to trade two currencies against each other to potentially make a profit. Right? So a currency can be anything from the euro, the dollar, the yen, the Swiss franc, the pound. I can't think of nothing else right now, but those are the main currencies, right? So with the foreign exchange market, you're trading two of those. So what I mean by two currencies, you can't be the US dollar and the US dollar. You can't do that because it's the same currency. You can't make money from that because the exchange rate is not going to allow you to do that. So with foreign exchange market, you got to do two different currencies. So you can use the euro and the United States dollar, or you can do like the Canadian dollar, US dollar, Great Britain pound, and the US dollar. So it has to be two. It can't be three. You can't do three. You can't do one. You have to do two of two different currencies. So the foreign exchange market is nothing but us. So okay, boom, let me back up, chicken head, back it up. All right, so for example, to better understand this, say you are like you coming from the United States and you want to go overseas to take a trip to Europe. So boom, you fly to Europe, take a trip, and you see a foreign exchange booth, and you have to exchange your US dollar to the euro, because you can't use the US dollar in Europe because it's two different currencies, right? So you exchange that and you may get less money back, or you may get more money back. So you say if you have 500 US dollars, you might get 600 euros, or you might get 400 euros. It all depends on the exchange rate in that country at that time, right? So once you do that, and then you know what I'm saying, that's the foreign exchange market. That's you participating in the foreign exchange. It's just exchanging of foreign currency. Foreign exchange market, exchanging of foreign currencies. Okay, so same thing. You're in Europe, you got your euro, you fly back to the US, you got to exchange it again to the dollar. You got to exchange your euro to the dollar. And once you change your euro to the dollar, it depends on the exchange rate, if it's going to be less or more than the euro that you have with you right now when you exchange it. That is the foreign exchange market. But now, 2021, we are able to trade from our phones, tablets, laptops, computers, etc. We have the power of it at our fingertips, y'all. So we don't have to travel back and forth to different countries to make a profit or participate in the foreign exchange market. So let's get to these fundamentals a little bit deeper. So who are the market participants? Market participants are the government. As always, got their hand in everything. The government, central banks, financial institutions, hedge funds, speculators, and retail traders. We are the retail traders, y'all. We're the retail traders. We get the short end of the stick. We're only at like 5 to 6% of the foreign exchange market. But it's good to know who is participating in this market. Why you guys say, why is it good to know who participates? Just like you playing ball, say you're a hooper. Say you're hooping and you playing the game. It's good to know who you playing the game against, because so you can know what kind of strategy you need to use to win, to be successful. This is the same way. This is like I treat this for real, but I treat it like a game because you have to strategize. Okay, so we'll get into the central banks. Going to depth about the central banks. All right, the central banks conduct monetary policy which directly influences the rate of economic growth and the value of currency. They do this by controlling the interest rates on the money they lend to commercial banks. So the central banks not fluctuate. Yeah, yes they do. They fluctuate the interest rates and the economic growth. But I'm gonna explain to you guys how they do that. I know y'all probably wonder how is that possible, right? Green tea time. Hold on. So the way they do that is by conducting monetary policy. Monetary policy is just simply them, the commercial banks, which are Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Chase, PNC, BB&T, SunTrust. The banks that consumers, that we bank with, those are commercial banks. And the commercial banks answer to the central banks, because the central banks are where the commercial banks get all their money from. That's how they get their money. Not all their money, that's where they get a lot of their money from. It's the central banks. And the central banks lend the commercial banks money, but with interest. So that's how the central banks make their money, by charging interest on the commercial banks, right? So once you dump an interest on somebody else, it's probably some high ass interest rates. I don't know what they are, but it's enough for them to make a profit on the money that they lending out, right? So if they lending the bank out billions of dollars, of course, if they making a profit, that's more billions of dollars coming back to them, if not trillions, right? So with the commercial banks, they gotta get the money somehow. So how they get their money? From us. They charge us high ass interest rates when the money supply is short. So when the central banks are giving them money, but they're not giving them a lot of money supply, if the central banks are slowing down the money supply, our interest rates are going to be higher, right? And it's going to affect the economy. The economy's growth is going to kind of slow down, because people want to be hesitant about taking out loans, about trying to, buy houses, hesitant about buying cars, because of the high ass interest rates that is going to be given to you from the banks, right? Just like if you have low interest rates, I mean, the central banks are giving out a lot of money to the commercial banks, and the commercial banks are like, oh, but we got a whole bunch in abundance, man. You don't gotta give me that much interest. We got y'all, cause we balling over here. We balling. You know what I'm saying? So that's how they affect the economy, y'all. Y'all just gotta know when these times are happening, cause it's like a wave. It's like a wave. Cause right now, I feel like the economy is getting back right. Financially, we good, but health-wise, it might not be looking too good. But financially, we good. The stock market is up. Things are working back into our favor. But you know what I'm saying? Y'all just be woke and pay attention, because these commercial banks, they like to feed off of us. They like to feed off their consumers. Also, the way the commercial banks make their money from us is from our savings account. they trade in the foreign exchange market, y'all. The commercial banks trade in the foreign exchange market. Y'all ever notice how, you know, when you're you have your savings account and you want to transition your money, transfer your money to another account, and you can't do but so many transactions a month? That's because the commercial banks have your money in the foreign exchange market. So if you keep trying to move money over, you're messing with their bread, and they're gonna charge you interest or a fee. Come on, man. Interest rate, that's how they get their money. The interest rate is how banks get their money, right? So this right here is the end of the part 1, the basic series video, part 1. Stay tuned, because I'm definitely going to be going over this news to pay attention to, probably on the next video. So hey man, I appreciate y'all tuning in. It's your boy Dylan the Day Trader. Make sure you like, comment if you want to, subscribe, and share this video with somebody that can find this helpful, just as you found this video helpful. I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Your boy Dylan the Day Trader, man. I'm out this thing strong on the Hercules. Hey, love.